Hi guys, Vipin here, and I've been making this video after quite some time, and apologies for not being quite regular. I hope I can be regular in posting my videos from now on. Now here's an interesting topic which a lot of people don't know. That's stuff about Facebook. We've been using Facebook for social networking, talking to our friends, etc. But there are a lot of things which people don't really know about Facebook itself. So here is a short video that explains regarding what Facebook is all about. Now, the first thing that comes to my head when people talk about Facebook is the trend factor. Now, there have been a lot of things on Facebook which just come and go. Like, for example, the meme pages. I remember that there were quite a few pages which were dedicated to memes. Like being in Bangalore, there was a page, I think a couple of pages where they talked about Bangalore memes and posting rage faces and rage comics with respect to Bangalore. And the trend became so specific, they even started to make meme pages with respect to particular places in Bangalore. Like I remember there was a page called Malleshwaram Memes. There were pages related to particular colleges as well. And these trends don't really last very long. They are there for a few days or a few months, and afterwards they cease to exist. Now currently I'm noticing this trend when it comes to Virgin Radio Lebanon. I am not sure why people are following this, considering this is a radio station which I'm pretty sure you don't get in India. And this is something which a lot of my students are following. And you can see that it says a bunch of students plus 252 others are following it. And this trend is going to carry on for a few weeks or a few months, and that's going to get replaced with something else. If you look at the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, there's a graph there that shows how there was a significant rise in the number of people following it, and eventually there was a sharp decline in the number of people who search for ALS or the Ice Bucket Challenge. So which is better? Is it better off to advertise on Facebook, or is it better to advertise through Google? Now, there is one thing when you talk about Facebook and Google, there's a slight difference in the way in which Facebook works versus how Google works. Now, when it comes to Facebook, I would like a particular page, and most of the time it stops there. Let's say, for example, that I'm a big fan of Apple products, and there's a new page when it comes to the iPhone 6. Now, I've liked this page on Facebook. But remember, when I like something on Facebook, I just look out for information related to it. When an advertisement comes with respect to a person who wants to buy an iPhone or not, it may not really work out as compared to Google. Now, when I come on Google and if I Google iPhone 6, I would be mostly interested to see which website or which retailer is ready to sell me an iPhone 6. And once I put up that on the search bar and it comes down there in the list saying that iPhone 6 available in Bangalore in these many stores, that makes the advertisement more relevant. Also, Google advertising, that is when it comes to AdWords, it allows you to place advertisements in different ways. You can place banner advertisements, you can place text advertisements, all that, and that gives a significant advantage than compared to Facebook advertising, which is a small block in the corner of your screen, which is something most people tend to ignore. So, in my opinion, Facebook advertising has got a long way for them to actually go there still, but not as good as what Google has become. But anyway, Facebook is still a young company in comparison to Google, so they have a lot to learn when it comes to the advertising business. Now, Facebook makes a big chunk of its revenue through advertising, and the likes that we put forth, a particular page that you were to like, accordingly you will have advertisements which are related to those likes. Now, I'm a big fan of heavy metal. I follow Slayer, Iron Maiden, and the rest of the guys in the metal genre. And if I were to like these Facebook pages, I would get advertisements wherein a new band would come up and I would see an advertisement that said, you like Iron Maiden, do you like Black Sabbath? This band is in fact making the similar type of music, and an advertisement would pop up on the side. That's why you have so many pages on Facebook. It's not really because you can make money on Facebook or something. Believe me, it's not easy. It's because Facebook can actually make money off you. That's one of the reasons why you have so many pages on Facebook and people liking these many pages on Facebook. If I'm not wrong, I think there is a limitation on how many pages you can like. Around 5,000, I guess, should be a limit there. And I have yet to meet someone who is so jobless that they've actually liked 5,000 pages on Facebook and they have nothing left to do anymore. Now, there was a lot of criticisms when Facebook came out with an IPO. A lot of people were very skeptical, and the market value of Facebook for the IPO was well over $100 billion. That's amazing for an internet company, or a dot-com company as they call it. Now, from the time in May 2010 to the latest share value of Facebook, the price of Facebook has gone up by nearly 200%. So that's a lot, actually. The company started off with not 200%, around 100%. I think the value of Facebook has gone up. From 2010 to 2014, the company has seen an increase in share price from $35 for a share to currently, which is around $75 a share. So that's a steep rise in the prices of dot-com company. Now, I say that's a big deal because if you look at the pictures that I've put up there of pets.com and webvan.com, these are IPOs that bombed terribly. Usually an internet company, when they try to make an initial public offer, they end up becoming a disaster because these companies have got a really short shelf life and their business tends to be so bad they're unable to continue for the long term. Pets.com is a very infamous example in this category, and Pets.com gave an IPO in the 90s at around $12 a share, and that dropped to about 11 or 12 cents over the next couple of years. The company started in 1998 and shut down in 2000. So you can see that when a dot-com company actually does an IPO, most of the time it doesn't do well. Webvan was a company that provided grocery delivery services. We have one in India called BigBasket.com. Webvan was similar to that, and even Webvan's IPO was a disaster. Social networking websites haven't really done well in the past. And when I say they haven't really done well in the past, there are a couple of examples to verify that statement, and that being MySpace and Orkut. These companies didn't really last very long because they were replaced with other social networking websites and people started to lose interest in the whole thing. And Facebook could become an example like Orkut or MySpace. That is, there could be another website which people find more interesting and people could get away from Facebook and migrate to another social networking platform. Google tried to come out with Google Plus, and Google Plus hasn't been so successful as Facebook, but still, let's say Google were to make significant improvements in the layout of Google Plus. Believe me, I still can't understand how Google Plus works. It looks like a mess of things once I open the page. Let's say they were to make significant improvements and all that, there might be a possibility that the billion plus users of Facebook could migrate to Google, and that could see a decline in the user base of Facebook. So that's also a possibility when it comes to social networking. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please subscribe to my videos and also please visit my website www.vipinmks.com. It's here, and let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. I can always adhere to your requests. So thank you guys, have a nice day, bye.